Good morning. My name is Gracelyn Smallwood. I'm a Professor of Nursing at the CQU University in Townsville, and this year will be my 48th year as a clinical nurse, but also I have been privileged to be able to do my practical nursing from 1967 until now, but went back to university to do some post-grad studies. As an Indigenous nurse, the year I started was the year we received citizenship, and that was before First Nations Australians were given the right to be educated, and we just were placed on the census. I have worked all around the world and Australia in mainstream and Indigenous communities, and I feel over the past 48 years in myself and teaching in the mainstream that we've got a long way to go with the barrier of people wanting just to do the practical nursing like we did in the 60s and 70s, and they don't seem very keen on universities, trained nurses. So until we promote and advocate all together that it's so important to be a university-based trainer and training combined with the practical, we will still have a lot of barriers to face. So the 48 years that I have worked in the area of nursing and midwifery and mental health, I managed to do a master's and then a PhD. I love nursing. It's been the key focus that I've been able to travel Australia and the world, and I'm absolutely privileged to be a Professor of Nursing at Central Queensland University in Townsville.
Hello, I'm Miss Anne Chapman, and I'm a retired Professor of Nursing. Before I retired, I worked in tertiary education, and now I'm retired, I work as an independent scholar, working when I want, doing things such as writing, research, marking, and curriculum development. I trained in England in 1966 to 1969. I came out to Australia in 1970 and noticed a great difference between working in England and working in Australia. Working in Australia, nurses actually had a lot more independence than the British nurses, but that was then, and I don't know what it's like now. The biggest issue for me in nursing at the moment, and I do admit that this is my perception, is that there appears to me to be a lack of caring and compassion in nursing work. Nurses go about their business in a scientific manner, highly principled, and do it very effectively and efficiently. However, they do it without actually communicating with the person, or getting to know the person, or really understanding the person. This is evidenced by lots of nurses going about their business very quickly, doing what is necessary for the patient, coming out of the patient's room and documenting straight away. And there is very little exchange between the person and the nurse. I find that to be rather sad, and I hope that somebody will champion the return of caring and compassion into the profession.
Hi, my name is Anne Redmayne. I trained at Royal Canberra Hospital, finishing a 3-year diploma of nursing in 1979. Taking a short break after having 2 children, I started in general practice 35 years ago. Originally, I started out working Saturdays and Thursday evenings for a newly graduated GP. My main role was reception, with the occasional ADT or ventral enviro nebulizer and minor wound dressings. Over the years, my hours increased as my children got older, and very gradually my nursing role developed. I think of myself as being part of the very beginning of practice nursing, the career. I did not ever go to uni and convert my diploma into a degree, but rather constantly attended seminars, in-services, GP liaison meetings, and so on, both within and out of Canberra. Roll the clock to today, and this career has exploded in practice nursing, of which I'm very privileged to be part of. I'm now a senior nurse for a large organisation in a super clinic. My clinical skills are being used in a wide variety of my daily life, which includes spirometry, immunisations, audiometry, ECGs, complex and complicated dressings, iron infusions, venous sections, cannulating. Also, it includes the mentoring of uni students, usually in their final year. One of the biggest changes that has come is the increase of management of chronic disease within the general practice. This I find the most challenging, liaising between patient, doctor and nurse, trying to make sure that optimal outcomes occur for the patient. I know today it's a team of health workers that is needed to support these people, nurses often being critical and the glue in this outcome. I see this as an ongoing challenge and probably the biggest issue to face general practice nursing today. As I near the end of my career, I feel it has been an absolute privilege to have been part of so many people's journey and an ever-changing career. I look forward to seeing this career in nursing grow in the years to come.
Hello, my name is Fiona Barrett. I'm a registered nurse and a lecturer in nursing. My best job so far, I love it. I've been a registered nurse for almost 30 years. I graduated with a Diploma of Applied Science, one of the first lot of nurses to go through the university system, and graduated in '89 with a Diploma of Applied Science, and then a couple of years later updated to a Bachelor of Health Science. And then I headed off on a adventure to Broken Hill in New South Wales for my graduate year, which was a lot of fun. Then I was very keen to get overseas and have a bit more of an adventure, so I nursed in London and backpacked and travelled around for quite a while. When I got back, I really just fell into working in a busy emergency department in a regional hospital, and I was on a retrieval team for road trauma, critical care, accident emergency for quite a few years. After that time, sort of in between babies and things and moving with my husband, I ended up doing some fairly challenging management for quite a while and back into nurse education. I would say the biggest challenge I think nursing is facing, which is possibly a bit narrow in you know, it's not a very broad approach, but I think it's quite big, is alcohol-fueled violence, domestic violence, and the ICE epidemic. Probably because my background's accident emergency, I think that it's quite a serious issue. I don't know, we had a lot of challenges, of course, and worked very hard in the years that I was in the emergency department, but I think the challenges are very different now. I don't even know if I would want to be working in there now. I love what I do now. I'm very passionate about nurse education, and I love the students, and we have a very good environment here, and hopefully I can do this for, you know, quite a few years to come. So thanks, bye.
Hello, my name's Lauren. I completed my Bachelor of Nursing in the year 2000. I did my nursing training in New Zealand. I did what was then known as a comprehensive bachelor degree, which was sort of 4 years crammed into 3 really. I completed my training, as I said, in 2000, and due to there not being a great availability of graduate positions, I moved over to Australia, as did a few of my colleagues. I then undertook a graduate year at one of the major hospitals in Melbourne for 12 months. after which time I then worked as an agency nurse and got a bit of experience in a variety of areas. It was from that time I decided to pursue a career in oncology nursing. So I moved to one of the big cancer treatment centres here in Melbourne. During my time there, I did some postgraduate study. I did a postgraduate certificate in cancer nursing, and I worked clinically for just sort of on 12 to 13 years. After that time, I moved into education role here at university, where I'm now responsible for educating undergraduate bachelor nursing students. One of the big issues I think we face in nursing currently, from what I see from both the world of nurses that are experienced, that are still working clinically, is probably what I can see as a junior nursing workforce. So lack of senior nurses, and you have wards that are being staffed by graduate nurses or nurses that are just a couple, 2 to 3 years out. So I guess probably what I see as a big issue is how we retain nurses, and how do we actually keep our senior experienced nurses, and what motivates nurses to stay. So that's certainly one of the issues I see. And the other issue I see evident is preparation of nurses entering the workforce. So it's become evident to me that a lot of nurses that are graduating are not really feeling prepared for the workforce they're entering into. And that can be quite distressing then when you're faced with a patient load of 4 patients and you're not really feeling prepared to do that. So they're the issues that I think that I see personally from a nurse with 15 years experience. Thank you for your time.
Hello, my name is Evan. I'm a registered nurse up here in beautiful far north Queensland, and I graduated from JCU in 2014. I got into nursing because I had done a lot of travelling, mostly in the developing world, and I kept running into nurses that were just doing incredible things, both at the face-to-face clinical context and also in the geopolitical context as well. So I just thought, what an incredible profession where you can affect so much positive change in so many areas. So while I was overseas, I applied, I got in, and I haven't looked back. Uni was a blast. It not only opened my eyes to the world of nursing, but also to the world of intellectualism, which has been highly advantageous in every aspect of my life. And I haven't looked back. I'm currently working in an emergency department up here in Cairns, and it is by far the best job I've ever had in my life. Absolutely love it, love the fast pace, and love the teamwork that makes the magic happen in the ED. So my opinion of the most pressing issue at the moment in nursing is this perception, this ongoing perception that we often give ourselves as just a nurse. And I think that prevents us from advancing our practice and also creating influence in the managerial and political areas. I think it basically creates a horrible glass ceiling for ourselves, and it also contributes to the poor retention rates that nursing in Australia currently exhibits. I feel that really high-performing, ambitious nurses are sort of constantly told by their colleagues that they're just a nurse, and eventually that creates a sense of wanting to be more than just something. So they leave the profession to find a profession where they're not labelled as just something. So I think that it's really up to us as nurses in our everyday environments to sort of really celebrate this incredible profession and really respect it, because it is amazing. We do amazing things, and therefore break the chain that passing down this just a nurse perception to the future of nurses, namely the graduate nurses and the early career nurses. So that's it from me. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope you enjoy the conference. Bye bye.
My name is Marina. I will be officially graduating my nursing degree as of December of this year from RMIT University. The course consisted of about 25 subjects, give or take, and about 800 hours of placement. Placement was really educational for me, not just because of what it teaches you like every day with your skills and your knowledge and putting your theory into practice and things like that, but also because it kind of helped me discover which kind of a path I wanted to take with my nursing career. So for me, I really thrived in my mental health placements, and I really enjoyed those, and I felt like I was doing something that I genuinely really enjoyed. And so since then I've been really interested in pursuing a mental health nursing career. So I requested to have more placements in mental health, and then I really loved them. I really enjoyed my placements and it was great. So next year I hope to get a graduate year in mental health nursing, which will be really exciting for me if I was privileged enough to get that opportunity. The most pressing issue facing nursing, in my opinion, is, I feel like I've seen this throughout a lot of my placements, and it's kind of unfortunate, but there's a real unsupportive culture between nurses, and I feel like there's a real sense of competition between each other rather than a support system where we can really build each other up and strengthen each other to go on with our days and all of that. So I feel like I've seen a lot of that culture from time and time again, and it seems a little bit to me like there's more of us that are being silent towards it rather than standing up against it, which is really unfortunate. And I hope that I, along with my generation of nurses, can really fight this culture and make a change.